Imagine waking up one day to realize that someone who was once an important part of your life is no longer around. At first, it may feel like you've lost something or someone significant, leaving you confused or even heartbroken. But what if I told you that their removal from your life is not a coincidence, but rather a sign of Allah's mercy? That's right. Sometimes the people we think we can't live without are actually the ones holding us back from realizing our true potential and growing in the way Allah has destined for us. When Allah removes someone from your life, it may seem like a loss, but in reality, it's often a divine blessing. These signs are not just coincidences, but rather subtle ways in which Allah is guiding you to a better version of yourself, free from negative influences and distractions. It's through His mercy that we are given the opportunity to grow, to strengthen our relationship with Him, and to unlock the immense potential within us. Throughout this video, we'll explore how Allah's mercy can turn what seems like a painful separation into a powerful journey of self-discovery, stronger faith, and better relationships. If you've ever experienced the loss of someone, or if you're currently going through a difficult period in your life, you'll find comfort and motivation in these signs. By the end of this video, you'll understand that sometimes what feels like a loss is actually Allah's way of clearing the path for something much greater. Before we dive in, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers, where we bring you inspirational and motivational content to help you grow in faith and life. Sign 1. Feeling peace and relief after someone leaves your life. When someone leaves your life, it's natural to feel a mix of emotions. Sometimes, the feeling of loss can overwhelm you, especially if that person was a close friend or family member. But in the depths of this change, there is a hidden blessing that Allah has placed within the situation, a feeling of peace and relief. You might not realize it at first, but once the storm of emotions settles, you begin to notice an undeniable sense of calmness. It's as if a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, and a heavy burden you didn't even know you were carrying is suddenly gone. This peace that follows is not just a coincidence. It's Allah's mercy working in your life. The person who left may have been causing you stress, anxiety, or leading you down paths that weren't in line with the guidance of Islam. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, understands what is best for His creation. In many cases, when someone departs from your life, it's a sign that Allah is protecting you from harm, even if you don't see it clearly at the moment. It may be a relationship that distracted you from your true purpose in life, or an influence that clouded your judgment and heart. Allah knows when it's time for such individuals to leave, so that you can grow in your faith and move closer to the path He has set for you. Allah, in His mercy, does not leave us in situations that harm our spiritual well-being. Sometimes, people can be a hindrance to our progress, even if they don't intend to be. Their influence, whether positive or negative, can pull us away from our priorities, and that can make us forget the beauty of our relationship with Allah. But when someone leaves your life, you start to realize that you've been given the opportunity to reconnect with your faith, your goals, and the deeper meaning of your existence. Allah does not obligate anyone beyond his capacity. For him is what he has earned, and on him what he has incurred. When someone leaves, it might feel difficult, but Allah, in His wisdom, knows what is best for you. He has removed a source of burden from your life, and though it might not feel like it immediately, this is for your ultimate good. In time, the peace you feel will grow, and you will begin to understand that it was Allah's mercy that removed that person, allowing you to find tranquility in your own heart once again. It is important to embrace this newfound peace and understand that it is part of the divine plan. Allah has a purpose for everything, and even though it might be challenging, your path is becoming clearer. The relief you experience is an indication that Allah is guiding you towards something better, whether it's a healthier relationship, more time for self-reflection, or a stronger connection to Him. When you feel this peace, take a moment to reflect on how Allah has always been there for you, ensuring that your life is filled with only what is necessary for your spiritual growth. Trust in Him, and remember that everything happens for a reason, even if that reason isn't immediately clear. Allah's mercy is always at work in ways that we cannot fully comprehend, but as believers, we are taught to trust in His plan and have faith that He is leading us to a better tomorrow. So take comfort in the peace you feel after someone leaves your life. Recognize it as a sign of Allah's mercy and protection. You are not alone, and you are not abandoned. Allah is guiding you, and the relief you feel is just the beginning of a greater journey of self-discovery, peace, and closeness to Him. Sign 2. Your life becomes more focused on Allah. There are moments in life when we experience shifts, subtle or dramatic, that completely change the direction of our hearts and minds. When someone leaves your life, especially someone who once played a significant role in your daily routines or thoughts, you might find that you begin to focus more on Allah, your Creator, in ways you never expected. This shift can be deeply spiritual and profoundly moving. Often, relationships can pull us away from our main purpose in life, even if we don't realize it at first. We become so entangled in the dynamics of those relationships, whether they are friendships, family ties, or romantic involvements, that our spiritual connection to Allah gets weaker over time. Allah, in His mercy, sometimes removes people from our lives to bring us back to Him, so that we can rediscover our true purpose, which is to worship Him alone and seek His guidance in all matters. When you find yourself turning more to Allah after a person leaves your life, it's a sign of His mercy. He's redirecting your heart toward Him. Your time, once spent on worrying about someone else or trying to please them, is now freed up to focus on your relationship with the One who created you. You begin to make more time for your prayers, recite the Quran more often, and feel a deeper connection during moments of worship. It's almost as if the distractions have been removed, and now you can focus on what truly matters, the connection with Allah. This is one of the most beautiful signs that you are being guided. Allah, in His wisdom, understands the human heart better than anyone else, and He knows that sometimes we need space, time, and clarity to turn back to Him. Sometimes, the removal of people from our lives is not a punishment, but rather a chance to heal, reflect, and grow closer to our Creator. When someone leaves your life and you begin to prioritize your relationship with Allah, you are essentially racing towards His mercy and the eternal rewards that He has promised. This is the moment when you realize that your heart was meant to be connected to Allah more than anything or anyone else. As you make your relationship with Allah the center of your life, you begin to feel a sense of inner peace that comes from knowing you are fulfilling the purpose of your creation. Your heart no longer feels torn between worldly concerns and the pursuit of spiritual growth. With Allah's guidance, you start to see the beauty in moments of reflection, worship, and quiet moments spent in prayer. Sometimes it takes losing someone in your life to remind you of who you truly are, a servant of Allah. You begin to rediscover the power of gratitude, trust, and submission to His will. In these moments, you may find yourself praying more sincerely, seeking forgiveness more often, and relying on Allah for strength and guidance. You will notice that even in the absence of certain people, you feel a sense of fulfillment and contentment that was lacking before. This sense of peace is a direct result of refocusing on Allah's presence in your life. Sign 3. The relationships around you improve. When someone is removed from your life by Allah's mercy, it may seem like a loss at first, but in truth, it can be a gateway to the improvement of your relationships with others. Allah, in His wisdom, removes people from your life when they are no longer serving your spiritual growth or well-being. However, this removal often leads to a blossoming of better, more fulfilling relationships with the people who remain. These relationships become more meaningful and healthier as you now have the space and emotional clarity to build stronger bonds based on mutual respect, love, and understanding. After the departure of a person, you may notice that you begin to prioritize the relationships that truly matter. With less emotional baggage and distractions, you are able to focus on the connections that bring you joy and help you grow as a person. Relationships that were once strained or superficial can now flourish because you have more time and energy to invest in them. Whether it's family, close friends, or even acquaintances, these connections become more sincere and you find yourself engaging in them with more kindness, patience, and understanding. This improvement in relationships can also be a sign that Allah has removed negative influences from your life that were preventing you from cultivating healthy bonds with others. Sometimes, people can bring toxicity into your life without you even realizing it. Their behavior, attitudes, or even just their presence can cast a shadow over your other relationships, making it difficult to connect with those who truly care about you. When Allah removes such individuals from your life, it's as if He is clearing the path for you to strengthen the bonds that are truly worth keeping. One of the most beautiful aspects of these improved relationships is that they often become more aligned with Islamic principles of kindness, respect, and mutual support. You begin to find comfort in the company of those who help you get closer to Allah, rather than those who lead you astray. The people around you become a source of encouragement, uplifting you in your faith and providing support in times of difficulty. With the removal of negative influences, Allah makes room for the development of a circle of good company, people who are there to guide, motivate, and help you on your journey towards self-improvement and spiritual growth. When you experience a positive shift in your relationships after someone leaves your life, it is an indication that Allah is guiding you to better company. The people you are now surrounded by are more aligned with your values and help to reinforce the beautiful teachings of Islam in your life. With better relationships, you also begin to notice a deeper sense of love and compassion. You find that the interactions you have with those around you are more genuine. You no longer feel drained or stressed by the presence of toxic or negative individuals. Instead, your relationships become a source of joy and peace, allowing you to share love, kindness, and support with others. The bonds you share with your family, friends, and even strangers become more meaningful as you begin to interact with them through a lens of sincerity and understanding. Moreover, the relationships that flourish in the wake of someone's departure often help you grow in ways that you never imagined. You begin to see the value in every interaction and learn how to nurture connections that are truly beneficial for your soul. You start to experience the beauty of having people in your life who remind you of Allah, who pray for you, and who walk with you through the challenges of life. Sign 4. You start to discover your true strength and potential. When someone is removed from your life by Allah's mercy, it can feel like the ground beneath you has shifted, leaving you uncertain of where to stand. But in the midst of this uncertainty, a beautiful transformation begins to unfold. The absence of this person, though initially perceived as a loss, opens up a space for you to discover something much greater, your own true strength and potential. Often, when we are caught up in relationships or situations that drain us, we fail to recognize the immense strength we possess. We may become dependent on others for emotional support, guidance, or even validation, and in doing so, we lose sight of the power within ourselves. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, understands the potential each person holds, and sometimes He removes people from our lives to help us realize our own capabilities. The removal of a person, especially one who may have been holding us back or fostering negative emotions, can be a wake-up call to our inner resilience. When that person is no longer in the picture, we are left with ourselves, and it's in these moments of solitude that we truly discover how strong we are. We begin to tap into strengths we never knew we had, whether it's the strength to heal, to move forward, or to face challenges with faith and determination. When someone leaves your life, it is a reminder that your strength and protection lie in Allah alone. This realization can empower you, as you begin to understand that Allah has provided you with everything you need to navigate life's challenges. You were never as dependent on that person as you may have thought, because Allah has already endowed you with the strength to overcome difficulties. With the removal of that person, you may find that your confidence begins to grow. The emotional energy that was once drained from you is now redirected inward. You start to believe in yourself again, in your ability to handle situations with patience, to make decisions with clarity, and to take actions that align with your values. This newfound self-belief is not a coincidence. It is Allah's mercy, helping you to rediscover your true potential. Moreover, Allah's wisdom is such that He uses these moments of change to guide us toward personal growth. The challenges you face after someone leaves are the perfect opportunity for you to rise above and tap into the qualities that Allah has placed within you. You may discover talents, strengths, and gifts that were lying dormant, waiting for the right moment to shine. You become more aware of your own worth, and this self-awareness is the key to unlocking your potential. As you step into your new reality, you begin to see that the difficulties you face are not meant to break you, but to build you. The absence of one person can lead you to uncover a whole new world of possibilities. Whether it's pursuing goals you once put aside, learning new skills, or growing in your relationship with Allah. You start to see that you are capable of so much more than you previously realized. With Allah's guidance, you become more empowered to pursue your dreams and aspirations, knowing that you are not defined by the people around you, but by your own actions and your connection with Allah. In the absence of distractions and negative influences, you find that your mind becomes clearer, your heart more focused, and your spirit stronger. You learn to rely on Allah alone, and in doing so, you discover that you are capable of achieving far more than you ever imagined. Whether it's achieving personal goals, improving your character, or becoming more proactive in your faith, the removal of that individual from your life can be the spark that ignites a new phase of self-discovery and growth. It's important to embrace this journey of self-discovery with gratitude and trust in Allah's plan. The strength and potential you uncover in yourself are not just for your own benefit, but to serve others and the community around you. As you discover more about yourself, you can use your newfound strength to help those in need, to guide others, and to be a source of inspiration for those who may be going through similar challenges. In these moments of growth, remember to always turn back to Allah in gratitude and reliance. He is the one who empowers you, who strengthens your resolve, and who helps you unlock your true potential. When someone leaves your life, trust that Allah is opening up a new path for you, one where you will discover your strength, realize your potential, and become the person you were always meant to be. As we wrap up today's video, I hope these signs have helped you see that when someone is removed from your life by Allah's mercy, it is not an end, but rather a new beginning. Remember, Allah's wisdom is beyond our understanding, and every trial or change He puts us through is meant to guide us to something better, to bring us closer to our true potential, and to help us strengthen our faith in Him. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers for more motivational and uplifting content. Share this with your friends and family, and let them know that Allah's mercy is always at work, even in the toughest times. Stay patient, stay hopeful, and remember that Allah's plan for you is always the best. Until next time, take care and stay blessed.